Hello and welcome to the Halo Forge Epidemic. This is PsychoDuck, and I'm here today with a map preview. It's a little soon to start featuring maps because there really hasn't been time for anyone to adequately test a map and revise it to the sort of standards we would expect from a map we're going to feature. Obviously, aesthetic maps would be an exception there. But, so it's a little soon to start featuring maps, but all of us at THFE are working on various Forge projects, and I thought it would be cool to show you guys a little bit of what we're working on. So, what I've been working on is actually a remake of my map, Panic Attack, from Halo 4. Now, if you're not familiar with Panic Attack, it is essentially an arena map that is designed for 6v6 play, and it uses vehicles as a competitive element. It's been flatteringly described as BTB midship, and that's not entirely inaccurate. The map draws inspiration from a lot of classic arena maps like Midship and Sanctuary, but also combines vehicles in and uses directional routes for vehicles to sort of balance travel time and maximize the sort of interaction we get between infantry and vehicles. So bringing a map that is designed for arena play over to Halo 2 is of course a great move because Halo 2 really lends itself to that style of game, whereas Halo 4 did not. So I was really excited to bring this map to Halo 2 Anniversary. Unfortunately, the mist or fog that we are stuck with on some of the Forge canvases in this game actually really are hard on frame rate. So despite having this wonderful brand new Xbox One, it seems that we're now more limited by performance issues than we ever have been before in Forge, which is incredibly disappointing. But all that aside, I'm still really excited about this. I went through an interesting process to start remaking this map, so I really wanted to maintain the sort of scale I had on the original, and then tweak it accordingly to match movement speed and like vehicle physics in Halo 2 Anniversary as compared to Halo 4. So what I did was I actually wrote down all of the coordinate values of the objects on the original map, and I plugged them all into a spreadsheet, and I made some minor adjustments, and I actually rebuilt the map from the spreadsheet. I actually rebuilt this map 3 times in this game now on each canvas, or at least started rebuilding on each canvas just to see if I could avoid frame rate, but the only canvas without mist is Nebula, and the lighting on there really didn't suit the map in my opinion. So it was kind of a pain. Unfortunately, the being on the verge of getting frame rate issues has forced me to rethink some of the additions I had planned to this map. I had several additions planned. The Fated Fire gave me some excellent feedback, as did Cold Fusion and a few other guys regarding the bases. I had some interesting new jumps planned, a few new routes, and unfortunately I think those have to be cut because if I add them I'll just get poor performance. So those had to be cut, but this is still actually quite true to the original. I was very pleased to see that the Halo 2 Anniversary Warthog handles very nicely and is similar to the Halo 4 Warthog, which, contrary to popular belief, is actually a really awesome iteration of the Warthog. It was just other elements of Halo 4's sandbox kind of ruined that, like spawning with plasma pistols or whatever. But so the Warthog feels great on this map. This map uses jumps and drop-offs to create these directional vehicle routes. So that's been maintained. One thing I had to be really thoughtful about on this remake, though, is that we have significantly fewer options for countering vehicles this time around. So, like the plasma pistol doesn't EMP vehicles, and unfortunately the Warthog in Halo 2 Anniversary is not like the Halo 2 Warthog in that it actually dies from a single direct rocket hit or a single plasma grenade stick. So that's like too easy to take them down. So I had to be really thoughtful about how I went about placing vehicle counters. I wanted to have soft vehicle counters, meaning counters that don't immediately take the Warthog out of action. I really wanted things that were going to force players to interact with the warthogs while they were attacking them, and force players to work together to take down the hogs and team shot and whatnot. So one thing I decided to do was have these brute shots with no spare clip. So a single clip from a brute shot is not enough on its own to destroy a warthog, so I really liked that. I also have the central rockets as ever, and this time around I've decided to have those rockets spawn with 0 spare clips, but I will probably have rocket ammo placed in risky locations around the map. So the other thing that I decided to add this time around was I wanted to take advantage of these EMP fusion coils we have. So I actually sort of embedded an EMP fusion coil into the outpost drop-off on either side of the map, and this is a really like commonly traveled area for the warthog. And originally I wanted it so that players would shoot these EMP fusion coils and they would have to time it right and they could disable the warthog temporarily. But I found that the sort of angles you could shoot these EMP fusion coils from were sort of too great, and I decided to make a switch. So there's actually a little switch to activate each one every 90 seconds, and the switch is in a very exposed location right by the large jumps on either side of the map. And the cool thing about the switch is it actually adds even more of a skill gap, because you really need to time that switch just right if you plan to disable a warthog with the EMP as it drives past. So I thought that would be a really interesting dynamic. And I really look forward to testing this once some of the kinks in this game are ironed out. Hopefully we'll get more stability when we're trying to host customs and whatnot in the not too distant future. So I'm really excited about that. Anyways, I hope you guys are looking forward to playing this. The other guys are working on some really cool stuff as well. I know Paints and Oakley and Mr. Pokephile are all working on really cool infection maps and whatnot. So we got lots of cool stuff coming your way. I hope you guys enjoyed this little look at what I'm working on. Stay tuned right here for more map previews, map features, and Forge tips and tricks. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.